Okay, this video is going to be my first video on the Dark Souls 3 DLC. But before we get into the DLC, I just have the last couple of base game bosses that I missed out on. So up first here is Osiris. I got it on my first attempt. Not really a massive fan of this boss. This is one of the first in like a bit of a strange trend I found with these bosses and the DLC, or more just the DLC, but the trend that I'm noticing is these bosses just seem to have like a ridiculous amount of health compared to the regular ones in the base game normally. Like, I've got a plus 10 Black Knight sword and it is barely doing anything. And it gets even worse when I'm using it on stuff like Medea or Gale. Like, it just was not doing any damage. Those bosses have way too much health. Anyway, Osiris is almost dead. And I'm just gonna say now that with the Elden Ring DLC, I'm just getting like a bit sick of it, a bit burnt out. So I'm taking a little break from doing the Elden Ring DLC, and for the moment I'm just working a little bit more on the dark matter grind in Black Ops 6. I'm probably going to make some more videos of that after I finish all the rest of the Dark Souls 3 and Elden Ring videos that I have gameplay for. One other thing as well is I found all of my old clips that I recorded but never turned into videos from the Interstellar grind last year. So I could also make some videos of that, which I might. I'm not sure yet though. Anyway, back to Dark Souls. This next boss here that you're watching is Champion Gundyr, and I actually really liked this one. This one was really fun. Also first attempt. But honestly, I reckon this is one of the best bosses in the base game. Really good. Definitely not too difficult. I might have been over leveled, but I felt like a pretty good level to be doing that. Anyway, here we have Ancient Wyvern. I think that's how you pronounce it. And it's dead. Cool boss. Very fun. Alright. Now on to the next part. Oh no, there's a cutscene. I did not remember that cutscene. I've got no idea what is happening. Being teleported. I don't remember being teleported. Okay. Now the Nameless King here. This one actually took me a couple of attempts. 13 to be exact. I think this was the 5th time that I made it to the second phase, so I only died to Nameless King himself 4 times, and my other 8 deaths were to that first phase. I hate that first phase so much. It's so annoying. I really like the Nameless King phase. He's really fun. But that first phase is like atrocious. The camera is so bad on it. You cannot see a thing that is happening. Like, it is unforgivably bad. Nameless King phase is good though. His I heard a lot of things about, apparently his attacks have weird delays and timings, but I didn't really find that. Thought they were pretty intuitive to dodge. Like, most of my deaths, I think, was just me experimenting for when I had an opening to actually attack him. I wasn't dying from messing up the dodges. Also, he gets staggered pretty often, which is nice. Doesn't have that much pause. Oh, almost died, but I managed to take out Nameless King here. Anyway, started the DLC after that. Started this DLC first, and this is the first boss in it. This DLC only had 2 bosses, I think, which is kind of strange. This is definitely the worst boss in it. This one sucks. This one took me 5 attempts, so 4 deaths. I never died to this little guy, obviously, but I died to the wolf a couple times. This first part is just annoying, really. He's not hard, but since he's got shield, he's just like kind of obnoxious and annoying. The wolf is slightly more challenging. He actually has a bit of difficulty to him, but that difficulty just comes from like weird attacks, weird tells and timing, like that charge one there. Took me ages to figure out how to dodge that, but eventually I did. I also think that this wolf has a second phase, but I never really saw it because I either died straight away or just like killed him before he really did anything. I didn't know that he staggered. That did a lot of damage. Yeah, I think that's a phase transition, but I just killed him there. Anyway, on to the final boss of this DLC, the final boss of this video. Freed. I think that's how you pronounce it. That's how I've been pronouncing it. Now, I recorded all 3 phases, but they're from different attempts. So I'm just going to have the attempt count for the final one on screen through all 3 phases here. And that number is 17. The first phase is pretty easy. I beat it on my first attempt. I think I died to it like once or twice. The only difficult attack is that one you just saw where she goes invisible. Took me a while to figure out what was happening with that one. So it turns out there's like a snow trail when she turns invisible, and that's like showing the direction that she went, and if you go up to her she stops being invisible. Took me ages to figure that one out. I was just kind of spamming dodge and surviving sometimes. Then this next phase is very easy. I don't think I actually died to it. And if I did, it would have just been like once or twice because I had no heals from the first phase. The only annoying thing in this phase is that healing move that Freed does when Ariandel is like charging around. Because if you're paying attention to him and not to her, then they're just gonna get healed. The nice thing though about this boss is that both of them share the same health bar, so it doesn't matter who you attack. And if you kill one, you kill the other. It's a lot easier to focus on the big one though. And down it goes, or down they go. And then we get on to the third phase, which I think this is the first 3-phase boss in a Dark Souls game. Of course they had them in Sekiro, but this is obviously the first one since this is older than that. Anyway, this phase is actually hard, and normally by this point I don't have any heals. So I died to this phase right at the start a lot. I think around 5 of the deaths though were just to the initial move because I couldn't figure out how to dodge that for some reason. But after a while I did actually figure out how to dodge it and beat the boss. But halfway through my attempts as well, I also went back and grabbed the couple more Estus shards, so I went from having 9 to having 12, which definitely helped me in this fight. I don't think I was going to win without the extra Estus. I think this is my second attempt after getting the extra Estus, so that extra healing was a massive help. It looks like the boss is almost dead. Just a couple more hits, and there we go. I'll see you in the next one.